All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Wednesday, April 17th. It is set today by Tramp. Oh, we have a 15-letter across and down as well. Okay. Is fling with hunk at work having unrealistic desires? Well, I think that last part is the definition. What would be a two-word phrase? Having unrealistic desires, wanting the moon or dreaming or something, dreaming. Yeah, I'm not getting it. And then the word play, possibly at work could indicate an anagram. Is fling with hunk? Could that all be anagrammed? Hunting, hunting, hunting unicorns. What would I have left? But I can definitely see the first word, just because the definition is having. I could see this being an ing. Well, let's try the anagram helper, because otherwise I've nothing. I mean, it does seem unlikely fodder, but let's try. What are the unusual letters we'd have to make do with? We'd have to find places for the K and the H and the two H's. We do have an S and a T to go with them, though. And then F and W. No, I think I may be barking up the wrong tree here. Oh, something. Whistle. You can whistle for it. No, I'm not seeing it. Otherwise, it could be a charade. Is fling? Fling could be cast or shy or throw. Hunk. I think there is some synonym for a hunk we've had before. He-man, maybe. Work could be OP. Or just simply on. If something is working, it's on. Or do. No, not saying it. How about second? Leader of Tories to cut nanny state. Well, second is usually S. Leader of Tories would be T. So I'm wondering if we put ST inside a word for nanny, and we get a state, which could be a US state or it could be a country. Austria, what would that leave? AURIA? No, I don't think so. There is that Indian word for a nanny beginning with A, but I think it's AY something. Of course, might be nanny goat. I don't know. What other countries have an ST? Estonia. I think that's even less likely. EONIA. No, not saying that. Supply drugs, not cocaine, to restore harmony amongst parties. That's very funny. Supply drugs, not cocaine. Maybe it's a word for supply drugs and we remove a C for, is cocaine abbreviated to C? And maybe it means to restore harmony amongst parties. What is that? Peacekeeping, negotiating. No. How about catch, score? I presume it's a double definition. Nab. But that's, I think, using catching and scoring in the same sense. And I think it's going to be a double definition in two different senses. But you could nab tickets, you could nab something. No, how about spread wings? These do. Oh my goodness, so presumably some kind of... Oh, yes. I was going to say birds or butterflies, and then I stopped to think, wait a minute, butter is a spread. And I suppose if something wings its way, you could say it's flying. So butterflies do spread their wings. All right. Finally, let's try some of these downs. I'll go back to one down. Sowed wild oats in meadows for cultivation. I have a feeling it's going to mean cultivation, but is it going to be agricultural cultivation or another word? Meadows are sometimes leas, L-E-A-S. So do we have to anagram? Wild again could be an anagram indicator. No, I'm not seeing it. Function for artist and singer. I wonder if the definition is function. We're going to have the name of an artist and the name of a singer together. Our artist, we know, can often be R.A. and then a 5-letter singer, and the whole thing. Of course, function has so many different meanings. No, not seeing it. All right, how about lorries with punctures running over screw? I presume it's going to mean lorries just because punctures running over screw makes me think we put a word for punctures around a word for screw. Which sense of screw is that going to be? And so the B presumably would be part of the screw. Oh, I can't even think of another word for lorries. Artics, right? Articulated lorries. No, very tricky today. Poorest, like grant for housing. Wow. Could it be a grant for housing that somehow also means poorest? No. How about it? Throwing event determined to negotiate. Oh my goodness. Is it simply a throwing event like a sport? The shot put, or something, well, coconut shy, but is there another kind of shy? Discus, javelin, and then what is determined to negotiate? Something set? No. Go out without having lift. Huh. 2 3-letter words. I can think of maybe if you set off, you might be going out somewhere. But how would that be without having lift? Without having lift. No, I'm not sure about this one. I'll leave it in for now, but I have a feeling I'm going to be changing that. I think off is probably correct. Yeah, I can't think of any other 3-letter word with an F in the middle. Go out. Yeah, okay. Let off. Go out maybe as a candle or a light. Go out. Put off. No. Okay, how about Turing? To protect information is after computing language. Oh, I presume it is some computing language like BASIC. Alan Turing. Does Alan go around a word for information? Huh. I don't think, can Turing, there is a Turing machine. What other computer languages are there? Are there any that end in I something something? There was one, Lisp. No, I'm drawing a blank on that. Think they might call round time to go. No. I'm just wondering if time to go makes me think of, you think of some other word with a T in it and you remove the T. Maybe a word for call round. Well, that could be visit. No, ends in an S. Now it doesn't, well, does I think they might call around, so it could be a plural noun. Time to go. Nope. No, let's go back to the acrosses before we look at that. So yeah, that butterflies really wasn't too helpful, unfortunately. One found in bed, still having pain, shortly ringing doctor. Well, shortly ringing doctor definitely sounds like wordplay. A word like soon might go around one of those abbreviations for a doctor. I'm thinking then the definition is one found in bed, and we've certainly seen it before where that turns out to be a flower or a shrub. They're in a flower bed or a garden bed. Still having pain. So maybe it's a word for still, which could be yet. Having a pain, an ache. I think I may have to look up a list of 10-letter flowers. Nasturtium. I think is 10. No. Hostile to Peace from Alan Titchmarsh. Yes, I think this is a simple hidden clue within Alan Titchmarsh, which for some reason I find hard to say, is anti. So if you're hostile, you're against something, you're anti. Con men making entrance. I have a feeling it's going to be nothing to do with con men. Con could be against something. Actually, it could be anti again. Um, Men making entrance. Or, men making entrance, maybe? Con plus men making entrance. No. Sort out Tory with a cheap drug dealer. Sort, I think, is a pretty obvious anagram indicator. Or maybe sort out Tory with a cheap. Oh, I am seeing we have the letters, I think, of apothecary. If I can work out how to spell it. Yeah, we do have an E from cheap, so I think it has to be that way. I think that's right. All right. So Tories have been mentioned twice already today. They do enjoy mentioning them in The Guardian. All right. Oh, but hold on now. 16 down looks... well, I was going to say looks unlikely, but now that I see it's 3-6 and it's a university group, one might climb would be Ivy. And to top class, I suppose, is league. I think it's one might climb to go on top of a word for class is a league, and you get the Ivy League universities. All right, I skipped over this one. Empty, pop into beer can to get one mixed drink. So I presume it's going to be a mixed drink. I'm not very good on my mixed drinks. With a P in the third position. Now, empty pop. I think that means take the inner letter out of pop. And so we're going to have we're going to have two P's. Now it could be here and beer can. I wonder if it's going to be something like ale tin. Oh, isn't there something called an apple teeny, which is like a martini? Let me pause and look that up and make sure I'm not imagining it. Yes, indeed. According to Wikipedia, it was invented in 1996. Anyway, so let's see. We do indeed have this empty pop in ale tin, and then it has to get one, our I at the end, and then the definition is mixed drink. All right. Finally getting a few. Once more, select singers for touring across America. Well, touring could be an anagram indicator, maybe for singers. And they go, let's see, singers is 7 letters. We need 8. And I think it goes across an A for America. once more select. Well, we don't have a lot. I think it's going to be a reword. Once more select, we have an A. I think reassign works. Once more is to reassign to select, I suppose, possibly, maybe. Yeah, let's go along with that. All right, what gives a wide view with angle? Well, I'm certainly thinking of some kind of camera lens. See tips when missing panorama ultimately. Well, a fisheye lens gives a very wide view, right? Could it be that? Let's see. Yes, so angle as a verb means to fish. See tips. When missing panorama, ultimately. I'm having trouble seeing this part. Maybe, see might simply be eye. You can eye something up to see it. And tips, when missing panorama, ultimately is the last letter of panorama, so something missing an A. Yes, if something tips over, it's leaning, it leans, and we have leans without that A. It's a bit convoluted how we have to get there, but I think it's one that just from the definition and a couple of letters was easy enough to get. Now, well, let me go to 19 down. Dismissing son during sexual revelation. Ooh. Yes, so a sexual revelation might be an outing. And if you put S for son inside of that, you get ousting, which is dismissing somebody. All right, lots in work, welcoming union. I think lots is going to be the definition, and we're going to have a word for work, welcoming union. I wonder if union could simply be a U. And now I'm thinking work might simply be action. If you take action, I suppose you do some work. Is that how that works? And then you have lots, a group of lots would be an auction. All right, how about, this, I think with the C, something E is pretty easy. Signal must be a Q. Failure to put line in this, perhaps. Well, this is referring to the clue. If you remove the L for line from clue, you get the Q. That's clever. How Prince Harry might call his wife unofficially round the Queen. Lots of resistance. Well, I wonder if he might just call her Meg instead of Megan. Is that unofficially? And it goes round the Queen. Lots of resistance. Is that something to do with electrical resistance? Ohms? How would that? So does the Meg go round because I'm thinking queen is simply ER. Oh, maybe Megger. Lots of no. Meager? No, I don't think that's right. No idea about that one. Go for food at the beginning, eat in. Ooh. Maybe go for is the, yes, so if you go for something, you might fetch it. Food at the beginning is the letter F at the beginning of food. And etching is, I suppose, literally eating into something. You carve away at the surface, you eat into it. I think that's how that works. How about load? Wanting women to get a curvy figure. Oh, so a load could be a weight. You take away the W for women, and you get the number 8, which is a curvy figure or number. Ooh, this looks gettable. Winning, short hole, twice in golf. Winning could be gaining. So winning is gaining, short hole, twice in golf. Well, golf is the phonetic right alphabet for G. Twice, but I think in might be to hole something. Oh, I'm not 100% sure of this, but I don't know what else it could be. I will click on the check this button. It is correct. I think I'll have to see 15 squared at the end to understand why that is right. Short has to be important. No, I think what it is a hole is a gap, and we have a short hole, so just the G and the A. And then twice in is literally the word in twice, followed by the G for golf. Yes. Now, looking at this one, I can work out the answer just from those letters. Demanding is the definition, high maintenance. On a trip is high, I believe. And keep, yeah, I think keep is a noun. The upkeep of something is its maintenance. And put together, it's someone who's demanding is high maintenance. All right, cut off, oil supply for capital. Oh my goodness, it's a capital. What? Tbilisi. Oh my goodness, cut off. Oh, how about Tripoli? Yeah, that's more like it. Oil supply. Not sure about that. Yeah, if you trip, fuse, for example, it gets cut off. And then OLI is an anagram of oil. Is that maybe off as an anagram indicator for oil? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that works, but let's look at 22 down again. Lots of resistance. Maybe it is something ohm. Yeah, I'm wondering if like he might call his wife, he might call Meg home, call Megan home. I don't get the queen part, but would it not be a mega ohm? Maybe they just say meg ohm. Let's check it. It is correct. I'm going to look up meg ohm and see what that is. Well, according to Wikipedia, the meg ohm without the A is a US thing. They say double vowel in kilo ohm and mega ohm is commonly simplified, producing kilom and megohm. Interesting. Now our con men making entrance. Well, a door is an entrance, but I don't think that's it. Let's try our is fling with hunk. Oh no, I thought I had two letters, but of course that one was simply a guess because we don't have an R in is fling with hunk. We do have an S. No. One found in bed. Yeah, let me look up 10-letter flowers to see if that helps me. No, the only flower I can find is snapdragon, but I can't see how that would work. Shortly ringing doctor, no, and still having pain. No, not seeing it. All right, nothing else occurring to me on that. Yeah, I think at this point, let me put in, oops, Austria. Oops, I cannot type. Let me check that one. Oh, no. All right. Well, if then it is the ST to cut nanny, and it's a state. I'm not saying it. I'm going to go ahead and reveal it since I've already gotten help from the check this button. Oh, a US state. Oh my goodness. All right, so what then? Oh, a second is a mo. Yes. I just jumped to the conclusion it was an S because it goes so well with the T. But then the T cuts nana, which is what we used to call one of my grandmothers. So definitely should have got that. And of course, a US state. Ay, ay, ay. All right, let's try the downs then. Sowed wild oats in meadows for cultivation. No, not saying it. Function now for artist and singer. Is there a short artist with an N in the third position, or is it going to be RAN? And then who would the singer be beginning with N? Nana Muscuri? No, I don't think so. Lorries with punctures. Oh, punctures, of course, can be flats. Running over. Oh, yes. Well, a flatbed, I think of more as a truck. Well, as a Yeah, just like yeah, I suppose it could be a lorry, a flatbed. Yeah, yeah. And so flats run over to screw, in this case, is to bed. Okay. So the F there says maybe it is an anagram of is fling with hunk, having unrealistic desires. What would that word be with an F? If there is going to be an ing, it'll be at the end in the second word, which means seven down would begin with an I. Turing is after computing. Oh, maybe it is a language beginning with I. How about this? Turing to protect information is after computing. Could that be right? I see Al. I don't think Alan Turing ever went by Al. Oh no, we do have Alan protects the I, and it comes after computing, of course, is IT. Yes. All right. So then if this begins with a G, think they might call round. Time to go. Well, guests might call around. Yeah, so if you think something, you guess it. And people who might call around are guests, and you remove the T, and you get guess. Oh, yeah, yeah. So then that must be ing. All right, let's go back to the anagram. Helper is fling with hunk. Two H's and all. Wishful thinking, of course. Oh, yeah, that's such an obvious phrase for that definition. I was a little slow today. Yeah, definitely that's it. Ooh, so now W something M for sowed. Wild oats in meadows for cultivation. Wimbledon, I don't know. What else could it be? W something M. All right, I am going to resort to that website I use to find letters or words that match a certain letter pattern. Wordplays.com, not sponsored by them. I just like the website because it doesn't have a lot of annoying pop-ups, at least in DuckDuckGo, so please stand by. Yes, the definition is actually sowed wild oats, which could be womanized, and it's an anagram of in meadows. That has to be cultivated. Oh my goodness. Ooh. So now I'm thinking of a singer who fits this pattern would be Sinatra. Yes, so the function I think is sign. And then for artist, if that is the RA, where does the at come in? That I don't know. Let me just check it. It is correct. Is SINAT a function? I think it's just going to be sign. For are they somehow saying for can be equivalent to at? Anyway, that now makes 11 across pretty easy. To catch something or to score is to net. Right, I can definitely see that. So now I'm thinking A throwing event could be a hammer something. Determined to negotiate. No, I'm not sure now about the hammer. Throwing event. And well, so throwing event might be the hammer, and then determined can be set. Is there a phrase hammer set to negotiate? Let's check it. No, hammer something. No, I'm going to reveal it. Hammer out, of course. Oh, determined if you're out for blood, for example, you're determined to get it. Yes, hammer out. So close and yet so far. All right. Now, supply drugs, not cocaine, to restore harmony amongst parties. Oh, yeah. Methane comes to mind. Let me pause and work through what vowel is going to come between the M and the T, and maybe that'll get me to the word. Well, the only word I could find to match was methane, and then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I never went back to 6 down, which I thought was set off. So go out without having lift. I'm not sure of the off, but as I said earlier, I can't think of anything else. Go out. Oh, how about nod off without having lift? How is that? Well, let's check it. It is correct. So definitely to go out, as in to fall asleep, would be to nod off. But without having lift. No, I'm not saying that at all. But now my supply drugs, not cocaine, to restore harmony. Mediate, of course, would be to restore harmony. So how is this supply? Oh, medicate without the C. Yes, of course. Poorest. Well, that must be least, like grant for housing. It's a homophone of LEASED, but not sure I see that. Let's check it. It is correct. No, don't see that. And 13 must be Snapdragon, but how does it work? Still having pain, shortly ringing. Well, there's the doctor in the middle. I didn't spot that earlier when I was thinking about Snapdragon. Oh, I think it might be anon is shortly. No. Okay. We'll have to look at 15 squared, I'm afraid. And this one, I can only think of door as an entrance. Con, men, making entrance. Let's check it. It is right. All right, we have quite a few to check today. Let's see what they say. All right, today's blog is by Andrew. Found this rather gentler than some recent puzzles. Good fun. All right, on the crosses, I think I was okay with most of them until door. To do somebody is to con them or trick them. And OR, other ranks, is men, one of those abbreviations for soldiers. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, the Snapdragon. Sorry, I've wanted to see that one too. So the doctor is in Snap. Oh, a still is a photo. Having pain shortly, so agony shortened, and that rings the DR. Yikes. All right, 26. Tripoli to cut off. So it was trip plus an oil anagram. I think that's oh, supply, I forgot. Yes, supply can be used to indicate you massage the letters of the word, so it's not oil supply, it's oil supply. Yeah, now I see it. All right. Yeah, so Andrew says, I can't think offhand of an example where at and for could be interchanged. Any suggestions? We'll take a look at the comments. Least, like is as, which is it put inside of let or grant for housing. So let houses as, oh, like just so few words and yet it is so convoluted. Without having lift is no doff as in lifting your hat. That's again very cryptic. And then I think 22, Meg plus O round and Her Majesty. Yeah, it would work equally well with King. Yes, yeah. Yeah, so that was that. All right, so let's see what the commenters say about at and for. I wondered about that too. Is screw for have sex with considered acceptable in The Guardian? I don't care, but some might. We have seen, so here's KVA. We've seen for in a few puzzles, working for or at a company. Bolu had for a price. I got some eggs at or for. Yes, so maybe that's how it works. All right, well, not as good as yesterday's showing. A few I had to reveal, but all in all, not too bad today. Hope you did better than I did, though. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.